very excited about the Halifax International Security Forum. I want to start by thanking the Department of National Defense and ACOA for being our partners here. We know we can't do an excellent meeting of the stature that we want without that kind of cooperation. And I also just want to thank the people here in Halifax. I spend much of my time traveling the world, and I don't think that I've ever met a group of people more accommodating, more helpful, nicer than what we've experienced here in the last 48 hours. So I'm very, very grateful. I also want to thank Peter MacKay, because this conference is very much because of the work that he and others in the Canadian government have done over the last 4 or 5 years to change the profile of Canada in the transatlantic community. We do a major conference each year in Brussels called the Brussels Forum that was set up to really provide a different kind of conversation between North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. At the very first one, Peter MacKay, then Minister of Foreign Affairs, was there, and I think really took the meeting by storm. Many Europeans were still in the habit then of talking about U.S.-European relations, and suddenly they realized that it was much more appropriate to talk about North American-European relations. His participation there, and in later conferences we did, Prime Minister Harper's participation in a major conference we did before the NATO summit in Bucharest, have really made Europeans, and I would say Americans, aware of how important the Canadian contribution is to the transatlantic community and also to global security. This conference here is really a step in that process of changing the conversation. I have for many years at GMF wanted to have a premier North American event focused on security. It was only because of the encouragement of Peter MacKay and others here in Canada that we're now actually realizing this dream. We really hope that this conference over the next decade will become the place that North Americans, Europeans, and frankly, representatives from Asian and other Latin American countries come to have an honest and open discussion of the major security challenges facing the world today. We've made at least a 5-year commitment to make this conference the premier event that we hope it can become. I look at the list of people who have already said that they're going to be here, and it is very impressive. I just want to underscore the fact that to have 2 leading senators of the prominence of Senator Udall and Senator McCain agree to chair a congressional delegation coming here is already a major start. From Germany, we have 3 or 4 of the key members of the German Bundestag who will almost definitely still be in very influential positions after their elections at the end of September, who have already made a commitment to be here. From Italy, from Spain, other countries, we've had very, very senior people say that they want to be here, that they're willing to be an active participant in the conversation, and they want to be part of guaranteeing that this event is truly the premier transatlantic conference in North America. It's especially nice to do it here in Halifax for all of the reasons that the Minister mentioned. History, its strategic location, the fact that it's a great port city, but especially, just to return to my last point, because of the great people here. A conference like this really takes a lot of help, a lot of cooperation, and we've already had just a tremendous amount from the people here in Halifax and in Nova Scotia. So we look very much forward to being here in November. We look forward to working with all of you. I'll be back at least do is say one last thank you, which is to Patrick Connolly, who's a recent grad of NASCAD here in Halifax, who helped us design our logo